Once again, with 417 Get Eating. I'm Jeff Basin. This is
Terry Yarm. Today we are at Missouri Mike's Barbecue, and we are here with the man himself,
Missouri Mike.
It'll get any more simpler than that. Now, Mike, you have rolled out a grand platter of a feast before us. What are we going to be trying today?
Today, we're going to kind of dance around our menu. We've got a barbecue side to our menu, and then we've got the and more menu, which is barbecue-inspired comfort sandwiches. So we're going to start off today with our barbecue, and I include catfish and barbecue because I think it goes hand in hand.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
We've got brisket, and we separate our points from our flats. We've got our sliced brisket that is cut fresh to order, and our burnt ends, which comes from the point. It is differently seasoned and also cut to order. You're gonna see our pulled pork. It goes on, and it usually smokes around 16 hours. We don't wrap it, we don't braise it, we rub it, we smoke it, we leave the fat cap on. It's very traditional, but with our spice blend. We've got our jalapeno cheddar sausage and our tri-tip. A lot of places don't offer tri-tip as barbecue. I think it's a staple. It's the closest thing to a steak I can put on the menu, and it's always delicious and quite popular. That's going to be what we call our barbecue menu, and I don't have it on the menu, but if somebody wanted to get crazy and asked for a pit master platter, that's what you're going to get. Neil is making all of our desserts and cornbread from scratch, and by from scratch I mean he doesn't even use measuring cups. He puts it together and it turns out beautiful.
So, Terry, you've never been to Missouri Mike's before.
This
is rare because you've been everywhere. You're Mr. East Springfield himself. So this is definitely going to be a treat for you today. Let's get into the brisket first.
Definitely. That is so good. You have that, just an amazing smoke ring on there. You got the bark on it, and you get that nice salty, that savoriness, but holy cow.
Perfect amount of fat. The bark with the seasoning is fantastic. A lot of people, I don't want to put anybody out there, but some people, their brisket's kind of lackluster.
We're not in Texas.
Look at, hey, Mike said that. Texas, I still love you. This is some of my favorite brisket in the 417. I love it. Next up, we were talking about the flat.
Let's
Now
step into the point.
Let's get into the point.
Oh.
This is
Gladly.
meat candy. I tell you, there are no secrets in our burnt ends other than they turn out really well every single day. People go crazy over them. It's one of our most popular meats, probably because it literally melts in your mouth. It is so simple, and I will divulge. It is salt, pepper, beef, and smoke.
Nice.
It doesn't get more simple than that.
Even Texas would let you on that.
Terry,
Except they leave the points on the brisket and serve it as fatty slice.
True.
what is your beef with Texas? No pun intended. Terry, let's get into the burn
completely.
ends.
I have actually played with a Texas-style flat before, and my purists that come in here ask me to go back to my ways. So my beef with Texas is the Texas lovers have asked for Missouri Mike.
That's
Boy.
saying a lot.
Meat candy is pretty much there. I mean, this is just amazing.
It just
Yeah.
dissolves.
Oh yeah, and you got that just a good hearty flavor from the bark on that. That is so good.
Another thing is, none of this has any kind of barbecue sauce on it. So no sauce to hide behind.
If you
It's just
come
all
in,
flavor.
if you come in and ask for barbecue sauce, I will gladly get you barbecue sauce. We offer a regular and a spicy, but I'll also probably suggest you try the meat before you sauce it, just to make sure I'm doing my job
Right.
and that it stands on its own without the sauce.
Yeah.
I do like sauce, but I also like to taste what I'm getting into without the sauce. It says barbecue, not barbecue sauce.
So we have the brisket, burn ends. Now let's get to the tri-tip. A lot of places, like you said, do not carry it. I mean, I don't see it on a lot of menus.
No.
And it's one of my favorite things to eat, barbecue bar.
It's a delicious, super beefy piece of meat.
Let's do it. This tri-tip, Mike. Have I told you I love you?
Not lately.
Not lately. This tri-tip
Oh,
is
yeah.
fantastic.
Favorite sandwich here is our two meat with tri-tip and burnt ends.
I gotta
Oh
get
my
that.
goodness. Oh,
You get
wow.
the texture from the tri-tip, you get the melt in your mouth from the burnt ends on top, and I hate to say it, a little sauce just to wetten it up, and you've got a messy sandwich that is a meal fit for kings.
So on top of the barbecue that you're serving, you also have catfish.
we do have catfish.
Real catfish.
Real catfish.
All right.
got
it seems like you got a bone to pick
There
with
was
the
an
catfish.
emphasis there.
I do have a bone to pick with a lot of places in the area that claim to have catfish, but they're selling you swai. Don't let them put that past you.
No, what is swai?
Swai is an imported Vietnamese distant cousin, bottom feeding, nasty fish that is not catfish. It has no flavor. When you go to these places, you will notice that your catfish tastes like cornmeal and seasoning, but the fish itself has very little flavor. We avoid that. We bring our catfish up from Macon, Mississippi. It is 100% USA, Mississippi, born, raised, processed. Our catfish tastes like you caught it. The fish is the rock star in our fish, not the seasoning.
So, I mean, that's mouthful. So the best thing that we can do now is just try it for ourselves.
Oh, yeah.
If this catfish isn't light years beyond what you can buy in the area,
Oh, wow.
then I'll quit selling.
Let's do it, Terry. Mike, can I ask you something?
You can.
Is there anything that you don't do well?
The only thing we don't do well is swap quality for profit.
Bite into that, you get that nice, light, crisp crunch right on that breading, and then just sinks right into the catfish, which is so tender on there and juicy. Well, that is really well done. Really well
Thank you.
done.
And
So,
notice
Mike-
that the breading stays on the fish; it doesn't fall off.
Yeah.
Completely.
Mike, needless to say, you're good to keep it on the menu.
All right,
It's great. So we tried the barbecue, but now let's get to the and more part of the menu.
absolutely, and that's where we play with either classics that don't need to go on the smoker, like our smash burger, which you see here,
Right.
or we take our smoker and do smoke-inspired cultural or comfort sandwiches. Today, you're going to see the Reuben,
Oh my goodness.
and
We
we do some
happy
daily.
jam to my tears.
We do some stuff off the smoker where we resemble a deli, but it's all smokehouse style deli. The centerpiece of our smash burger, outside of the burger, is our smoked bacon. We take a real nice thick bacon,
There's a good amount
and-
of bacon on that.
we par cook it on the smoker, and we finish it on the flat top to give it a little bit of crisp. We come back in with caramelized onions and a white cheddar, melt it between the two patties, smash that on the flat top. They come off the grill hot and greasy, like a burger should be. Serve it with pickles on the bottom, but we all know Jeff doesn't like pickles.
I appreciate
these
that
are
so
pickle
much,
delete
Mike.
today. Ketchup, no mayo. We let the cheese and the grease do the talking.
That's all I need to hear. Let's do our part. No sauce needed. Once again, that's like a running theme for all your food. No sauce is needed. I'm partial to smash burgers are my favorite. It needs to have that little crispy skirt on it, and that is fantastic. I love it, man.
Thank
and
you.
your burgers, I mean, are some of my favorite. So we had your burger, the MO Mike way. Now let's get to the Reuben.
Let's do it.
All right.
Our Reuben, the centerpiece of this makes it a non-traditional, quote, Reuben. When you season corned beef and smoke it, it becomes pastrami. So I'm going to call this our Reuben. It's got my name on it. It's the Missouri Mike's Reuben. It's non-conventional. Whatever. We bring it up to temp on a flat top, add a real nice sauerkraut, a Swiss cheese, and the other key ingredient to a Reuben is not Thousand Island. They didn't have Thousand Islands on Reubens. It was Russian dressing. We make our own Russian dressing from scratch, finish it up with a nice seeded rye. Delicious, and it's made with pastrami.
So the Reuben, the MO Mike way.
Everything's Mo Mike way.
It's just so good. And it's loaded too. I mean, there's a lot
Yeah.
of it on there.
Like everything you do, they just all the flavor profiles that you put together, they just all work together like friends, like me and you.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not a big Reuben person, but I mean, I would come and order this.
Well, thank you.
Yep. The barbecue's been fantastic. Catfish, the sandwiches, all that. We have dessert. What are we going to be trying?
Well, today you're going to be trying Dulce De Leche cheesecake. And I'm just going to leave it there, tell you that it's a from-scratch homemade cheesecake with a homemade caramel sauce on top.
You already had me at homemade caramel sauce on top. That's all I need to know about it. Terry, let's tear into it.
This is
boy.
not take and bake cheesecake.
Oh, that caramel. I've only ever tasted it one other place, and that's Silver City. And like with their pecan brittle, it's almost like you have melted down pecan brittle and put on top of cheesecake. And this thing is a thing of beauty, and it tastes even better.
I don't take credit for the desserts. I have a master in the kitchen for all of our baked goods, and a lot of you know him. His name is Neil.
Thank you, Neil. Mike, everything we had today was phenomenal. Each thing was better than the next, and everything was great. I mean, we loved it. Guys, if you're looking for some of the best barbecue, not just in the 407, but I mean coast to coast, I'm saying it right now, Missouri Mike's is your spot. Come on out here and see Mo Mike himself at Missouri Mike's Barbecue. Tell him Jeff Bates and
Terry Arm.
before 7 getting sent you word
Out.
I can see why everybody was going crazy in the comments. Missouri Mike's is like, this is fantastic. No sauce needed, just the rub, the meat, and the heat. You got it.
Awesome.
Yeah, appreciate you, man.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Terry, I expect to see you out here sometime.
All right, probably tonight.